everyone, my name is Dinji Liu. I'm working as an Assistant Section Officer in Central Secretariat Service. Today I'm going to share some information regarding the upcoming Combined Graduate Level Exam. I had made a 2-video series on Combined Graduate Level Exam in my own dialect, Rongmai dialect, thinking there are already resources available in Hindi and English. However, some friends wanted me to make one in English because there are no resources available in English. So this video is for all my friends out there in South India, East India who are not very well conversant with the Hindi language. Before we proceed, let's see what Staff Selection Commission is. It is a commission that conducts exams to recruit Group B and Group C posts in different ministries, departments, and organizations. Out of the many exams that they conduct, Combined Graduate Level Exam is one of them. Now, the notification was out on the 29th of December 2020 for the upcoming exam. Let's look at some of the important dates. The last date and time for receipt of online applications is 31st of January 2021, 11:30 p.m. The last date and time for making online fee payment is the 2nd of February 2021. The other important dates are displayed in the screen. The schedule of computer-based examination, the Tier 1 examination, is 29th of May 2021 to 7th of June 2021. Although 31st January 2021 is the last date for application, I would advise you to go ahead and apply for the examination and not wait for the last date. Regarding the examination fees, it is 100 rupees for all others except women and people belonging to scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, persons with disabilities. Now let's look at the vacancies available for this examination. The total vacancy is 6,506. The Group B gazetted post is 250. The vacancy for Group B non-gazetted is 3,513 and for Group C is 2,743. Now let's look at the types of posts that they are going to recruit. It is from level 4 to level 8. Let's look at level 8. Assistant Audit Officer, Assistant Accounts Officer. These are the only 2 gazetted posts. Level 7, we have Assistant Section Officer in Central Secretariat Service, Intelligence Bureau, Railway, AFHQ, External Affairs, Inspector in Income Tax, Central Excise, Central Bureau of Narcotics, and Sub-Inspector in CBI. Level 6, we have Sub-Inspector NIA, that's National Investigation Agency, Junior Statistical Officer, Divisional Accountant. Level 5, Auditor in CAG and CGDA, Accountant. Level 4, we have Upper Division Clerk, Tax Assistant in Excise and Income Tax, Sub-Inspector in Central Bureau of Narcotics. Now let's look at the eligibility. For all other posts except for Junior Statistical Officer, you would need to be a graduate. You need to have a bachelor's degree in any subject. For JSO, you would need to be a graduate with at least 60% marks in mathematics at 12th standard level, or you would need a bachelor's degree in any subject with statistics as one of the subjects at degree level. For the other 2 gazetted posts, that is the Assistant Audit Officer and Assistant Accounts Officer, although the eligibility criteria is graduate, there are some desirable conditions which I've displayed in the screen. Now, let me also inform you that there are some requirements of physical standards, physical tests, and medical standards. That is available in Annexure 15 of the notification. The link for the notification is in the description below. Now let's look at the age limit. The maximum age limit for the post of Junior Statistical Officer is 32 years. For the other two gazetted posts, Assistant Audit Officer, Assistant Accounts Officer, it is 30 years. And for all other posts, from level 4 to level 5, it is 27 years. And for the other levels, it is 30 years. There are some relaxation of age limit. Let's look at that. For scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, it is 5 years of relaxation. For other backward classes, it is 3 years. For persons with disabilities, unreserved, it is 10 years. Person with disabilities, other backward class, 13 years. And person with disabilities, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, it is 15 years. Now, there are a lot of examination centers. They have divided the country into 9 regions. For the northeastern region, there are centers in Itanagar, Dibrugarh, Guwahati, Jorhat, Silchar, Dimapur, Kohima, Shillong, Imphal, Churachandpur, Ukhrul, Agartala, and Aizawl. Now let's look at the examination pattern. Both the tier 1 and 2 are computer-based, objective type, and multiple choice questions. Let's look at the subjects. For tier 1, there are 4 papers. Number 1 is general intelligence and reasoning. Number 2 is general awareness. Number 3 is quantitative aptitude. Number 4 is English comprehension. There are 25 numbers of questions for each subject, and the maximum marks is 50. So each question carries 2 marks each. And there is a negative marking of 0.50. The time allowed is 60 minutes, that is 1 hour. Also, let me inform you that there is a scholarship of 25,000 rupees that is given by Ministry of Minority Affairs for the minority students who completes or who gets through the tier 1 examination. Now let's look at the tier 2 examination. There are 2 compulsory papers. Number 1, quantitative abilities. This is mathematics. Paper 2 is English language and comprehension. Paper number 3 is statistics, but this is only for those applying for the junior statistical post, officer's post. And paper 4, general studies, finance and economics. This is only for the gazetted post, the audit and accounts officer. In paper 1, quantitative abilities, you'll have 100 questions, each carrying 2 marks. So the maximum marks is 200. There's a negative marking of 0.50. And the time allowed is 120 minutes, that is 2 hours. And paper 2 English, there are 200 questions, each carrying 1 mark. So the maximum marks is 200 and the negative marking is 0.25. You'll also get 2 hours for the paper. For the other 2 papers, which are not compulsory for everyone, there are 100 questions each, and each question carries 2 marks. So the maximum marks is 200, and again there's a negative marking of 0.50. You'll have 2 hours for each paper. The tier 3 exam is pen and paper mode. It is a descriptive paper in either English or Hindi. You will have to write essays, presses, letter, application, etc. The maximum marks is 100 and the time allowed is 1 hour. Now, the tier 4 is a skill test. It is a qualifying test. There are 2 types of tests. Number 1, computer proficiency test or CPT. It is only for those who are selected in the post of Assistant Section Officer in CSS, MEA and AFHQ, Assistant in Serious Fraud Investigation Office under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Assistant GSI in the Ministry of Mines, Inspector Central Excise, Inspector Preventive Officer and Inspector Examiner in CBIC. There are 3 types of tests in this CPT. Number 1 is word processing, where you would have to type in Microsoft Word. The second one is spreadsheet. It is Microsoft Excel. And number 3 is generation of slides. This is Microsoft PowerPoint. The time allowed is 15 minutes. And the second type of skill test is data entry speed test or DEST. It is only for those people selected for the post of tax assistance, central excise and income tax. The time duration for the test is 15 minutes and you would have to key in 2000 key depressions in 15 minutes. Now let's look at the syllabus for the exam. I have displayed the syllabus in the screen. It is taken right out of the notification which is available in the description. You may pause the video and look at it, or you may take a look from the notification. Now, when you look at the syllabus and the vastness of the topics, I would advise you not to be overwhelmed, but proceed with those topics which you are comfortable with, and then you can proceed with the other topics. And also let me tell you that in this exam, there is no sectional cutoff. Not like the bank exams where you would have to score a passing mark in each of the sections. Which means if you did not do very well in one section or one paper, the marks that you got from the other paper can pull you up and get you the cutoff marks. Now, remember in the tier 2, it's only mathematics and English. So for these two exams, you would have to really work hard and try not to eliminate any of the topics in the syllabus. Now let's look at the salary structure. What will be your salary if you get through this exam? Let me take an example of pay level 7. The pay scale of pay level 7 is rupees 44,900 to 1,42,400. The grade pay is 4,600, which means your basic pay when you join the service is rupees 44,900. The house rent allowance is 24% currently, so it is rupees 10,776. The dearness allowance currently is at 17%, so it is rupees 7,633. The travel allowance would be rupees 3,600, and the gross salary will approximately be rupees 66,909. So that's the salary you will be getting if you join the service in pay level 7. Now, you'd be able to calculate the salary for any of the levels by looking at the pay matrix. I have displayed the pay matrix in the screen, and also I have given the link in the description below. You may have a look at it. Now, let me share some important points which you might need to remember while applying for the exam and also for writing the exam. There are negative markings in this exam, so in order to avoid negative marks, attempt only those questions you are sure of. Number 2, time is the most important factor in this exam. You would be able to calculate all of the sums, all of the questions, but the only thing is you would need to answer those in the given limited time. So you would need to develop a strategy. Now let me take an example of the Tier 1 exam. There are 100 questions. You would need to answer those in 60 minutes. Each subject will have 25 questions. So you will have 15 minutes for each subject. However, the questions in general knowledge and English might not take 15 minutes for you to complete. So attempt easy or fast answering questions first. For example, in general knowledge paper, if you are asked who is the president of any country, then either you know the answer or you don't. So it'll just take you a fraction of a second to answer those kind of questions. So for general knowledge and also for English, you would need probably around 5 or 7 minutes to complete the paper, which will give you enough time for reasoning and for mathematics if you attempt those fast answering and easy questions first. Number 3, as I said earlier, time is an important factor in this exam. You will need to build speed. To build speed, there is only one way, that is through practice. So I would say practice the last 3 years question papers over and over again, and that way you will be able to build speed. Number 4, another way to build speed is for you to be very comfortable with your tables, multiplication tables, your squares and cubes. So try learning the squares, cubes and multiplication tables from number 1 to 25. That way you'll be able to build speed in the exam. Number 5, as I mentioned earlier, there is no sectional cutoff in this exam. So try to do very well, try to build speed, try to work very hard on those topics and subjects which you are comfortable with. Now let me share some important information that I have learned through writing this exam. The first one is make sure that your signature is consistent throughout. From the time that you apply till you get the job, it should be the same looking signature. I'm telling you this because through my experience, I have lost a few good 2-3 months that delayed my joining because my signature at the time of application and at the time of examination was not similar. And the second point is your mailing address. Make sure that you put a good mailing address where they can deliver your admit cards, your joining letters, etc. And lastly, I would also tell you not to follow too many educators if you are in an academy or any other using any other platforms. Just follow or stick to 1 or 2 of them. And also for books, I would ask you not to follow too many books, but stick to one and practice it over and over again from cover to cover. And regarding books, few books which I found helpful are Arihan's publications for mathematics and reasoning and Lucen's publications for English and general knowledge, and other publications including R.S. Agarwal, Disha is also good. So that's all about the combined graduate level examination. We've covered the eligibility, the vacancies, the important dates, the types of posts, examination patterns, syllabus, and some tips. For other detailed information, you can look at the notification which is placed in the description below. So I wish you all the best. The vacancies is not too much this time comparing to the other years. So I would advise you to work really hard, really well. You have 3 months or 4 months to prepare and try to get through in the first attempt, because this could be the last time that SSC is holding such exam, as the government has introduced the common eligibility test through National Recruitment Agency. If you want more information regarding that, I could make a video again on that. If you like this video and found it helpful, I would appreciate if you like the video and also subscribe to this channel so that I know that such informational and educational content is also being liked, wanted and needed. We can come up with more such videos in the future. Thank you for watching.